Over the years, the youth have been constantly reminded that they are the leaders of tomorrow. A tomorrow that never comes because the leaders of yesterday are still the leaders of today. So today on Gist with 7, we are going to be talking about the 2023 general election that is coming up, and also the place of the youth, the involvement of the youth in politics, the things they should do and also the things they shouldn't do. You know, this has actually been an age-long debate where people actually blame the fact that the reason why youth are not into politics is as a result of high cost of nomination form, and some other gave reasons that politics is a dirty game. So these and many more we get to talk about, because we'll be taking a deeper dive into getting more information on politics when it comes to youth involvement in it. My name is Patience Okai. I'm your anchor. You know, this is actually a special edition, you understand, because we'll be doing more of question and answer. So we have numbers on your screen that you will send your questions to, and we get to answer your questions for you. So talking about the 2023 general election that is coming up, and we are youth, you guys are youths, and I'm forced to say something that I don't want to say, because somehow we have 3 topmost candidates. You know, I want us to I want to take us back to when we were kids. I know we've actually been in a position where they were both in schools, we sang this song, "Parents, listen to your children, we are the leaders of tomorrow." And it's like we are now youth and we are growing. It's like the leaders of tomorrow, like, it's taking longer than necessary. Like, why are we having that same issue? Like, why is it that the leaders are still there? Like, the leaders we grew up knowing are still where they are currently, and they are refusing to give up power for the youth.
Well, I think because it is taking time, because youths haven't been given the opportunity to really partake. And one way you say, why would the youth have to wait for them to be given opportunity? Right now, the youth are beginning to stand up and they want to take it up for themselves, because they know that the crop of leaders we have now are not willing to give up anything for them. So the issue of youths, or we are the leaders of tomorrow, we are tired of waiting for tomorrow anymore.
Exactly.
And youths now are beginning to understand that even their fathers, somebody as old as 80 something wants to rule us, the person knows his name, and he wants to come and I don't know what he's looking for in the White House. Is it White House or Aso Rock they call it here? So I don't know why. And it has shown the youth that, okay, if you don't do anything, this whole people doesn't, I mean, power tussle is just in them, in their system. So youths are beginning to step up. We spoke during the NSAS, and the world heard our voice. All over the world, even football fans, they were showing, solidarity for Nigeria, NSAS and all. So I think it is a step. Everything has its time, and I think the time has come for youths to actually step up, and they are doing it. And the 2023 election that is coming, I think the youths are not going to be left behind, as it were, because the narrative is beginning to change, and we've really understood where we stand in this. So I think that's what I have to say.
That's nice. St. Joseph said something that the youth have not been given opportunity to be part of the politics and everything surrounding to it. So I would want to ask Austin, what do you think about that?
Well, they would tell you that they've actually given you the opportunity, bringing in the Not Too Young to Run bill in place. Okay. They tell you, okay, we've actually made this bill. Okay, and that is an opportunity for the young people. But I want to say that the political structure that we have, okay, kind of, systematically takes off the youth from participating in politics.
Okay.
In your introduction, you said something like the issue. You talked about the issue of the cost form in political parties.
Yes.
You can, for APC, for instance, took about 100 million naira.
Exactly.
Okay? So stuff like that. And the Nigeria that we have, you discover that the smaller parties are not I don't think their form might be up to that.
Okay.
But if you look at Nigeria systematically, you just know that okay, there are just basically two parties in place. Okay, so I think the structure,
the APC and the PDP, exactly,
right? And their nomination form is also expensive.
Very expensive.
Very expensive. So the political structure, in a way, systematically pushes away the young people from participating. So that's all I can say.
Okay, so talking about, before I come to you, John Manuel, we'll actually be taking some questions. Like Austin rightly said, that the cost of nomination forms, and like we've already said, I really want you to tell us, because now we have more than 2 political parties in Nigeria. We have 18 that is coming up for the presidential candidates this 2023. So how come, do you actually see power changing hand when it comes to leaving the 2 strong parties, the APC and the PDP? So do you see something like power changing hand, leaving these 2 parties to another party?
First and foremost, I choose to believe that anything is possible.
Okay.
As long as spirits are not the ones running the election, I believe that things can actually happen, and we get to get an outcome that most people didn't really expect. However, while it's difficult to actually give an answer, I can say categorically that the youth are beginning to make their voices heard. Exactly. Even if it happens that the PDP or the APC, any of these 2 Eldorados in the political space, get to clinch that seat finally, I believe that it will be said that the youth actually put up quite a fight at this point in time. And it doesn't necessarily matter that the candidate is not exactly within the age bracket of the youth, for as long as you represent what the youth represent, as long as you represent what they are clamoring for, the voices of this teeming population that have been crying out for some kind of change, for some kind of inclusion and all of that. There is a high tendency, if you check the 2 main parties, PDP and the APC, the candidates for these 2 main parties, we find first and foremost that they have a very huge war chest. They can throw money around, and do whatever they can do, and they've shown that they are willing to do whatever it takes to get this position. They are willing to spend as much money as they can, to get this position. So it is very possible. It's very possible that one of these 2 would actually win. But I would say that even if that happened, and maybe some other candidate who's representing the interest of the youth loses the election, in subsequent elections it will be observed and it can be spoken of that at least these guys came together in one voice and pushed and clamored for something. It all began, like St. Joseph said, in 2020 during the whole NSAS thing and all of that.
Exactly.
The whole movement started then, and you find that the youth came together as a force. So as much as these guys have a huge war chest, I will go back to what happened during that time when youths came together to form a solidarity for one another in terms of contribution of money and logistics to take care of, to fund that movement. And we know that what happened, there was a point when the banks banned the blocked accounts of some people that were considered as financiers. They went into cryptocurrency funding. So if the youth can come together as one voice, and stand and say this is what we want to achieve, for me it's victory enough. If we came close, at least we're going to see what happens in the elections. Personally, as a human being, I don't think there's ever been any election in Nigeria that hasn't had some form of election rigging and stuff. So I hope they decide to play fair this time around. You'll find that I believe that definitely we're going to come close, to actually achieving this thing, and it will be stamped in the annals of time that actually we came together as a force and then we made our voices heard.
Interesting. So this is coming from Philip. He said P2B is not exactly a youth. He has, however, gained the support of the youths more than any other contender in Nigeria. So what attributes do you think would have endeared him to the younger generation. Okay, Austin.
In as much as you have spoken some truth, but I might want to disagree a bit with you. I think Nigerians are, at this point, most Nigerians are just tired of this PDP, APC of a thing. So basically, that is what is the major drive. A lot of people don't want to see these old faces, like one of us.
And also ethnicity at the same time, because
ethnicity also come into play.
Exactly.
Of course. So you discover that even I've spoken with some few persons, even from the north, and some of them will tell you, I feel like this thing, I mean, we are one Nigeria.
Exactly.
This thing should go to the east as well. Let's see another face. Let's see a different, and someone coming from a different region.
Yeah, another leadership.
Different taste of leadership. Okay, so that is the major drive. Okay, but also when you come to talk about not using public flight, not using basic norm and all of that, well, some persons will also, like the anchor has said, some person will think that, okay, is this not stinginess? For a person at his class not to be entering economy, where I think is also very much not too secure for him.
Exactly.
Yes, we have bad people in the society, and you could be exposed to kidnapping and all of that. But the point I'm trying to drive here is Nigerians are tired of the old folk. Nigerians are tired. So basically, that's the major drive. So we just want to see a new.
If we had left this thing as what St. Joseph said, I wouldn't have spoken. But since he said something, I want to tell you most people are not voting for this guy because they're just tired of seeing the PDP and the APC.
Okay.
They were willing, even before he decamped from the PDP, they were already shouting his name. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this has gone beyond party voting for a party. It is about voting the candidates. Look.
Some people call it voting for your conscience.
This guy actually, yes, like is it Philip asked, is not exactly a youth, right? But something that brings you close at least to youthfulness, if not necessarily in age, in ideology. You get what I'm saying? That is what people are actually coming to vote for now. Like he said, when you are looking at people, that you are saying it is as much as it is not being taken economic class is not actually the way to go to show that I am a youth and all of that. But you get to come off your high horse and then you mingle with the flotsam and the jetsam. You get what I'm saying? I have seen videos of politicians in other climes
and you think that's the qualities of a right leader.
For me, what I feel is
the leader comes down to
what I feel is this. He asked the question, what are those attributes, right? And he is saying that it is that people are just tired. No, it is not because people are tired. If Obi would leave Labour Party, right? Some people will shout, but if Obi would leave Labour Party and go to any other, I even saw something where some youths were, I think that was on Twitter, where they said, instead of us to lose Obi altogether, let Obi even accept to run as Atiku's vice president, running it, and we're going to still follow. So you see, they are not following the party, they are following the person, because he has something that they think that they have found in him that resonates with them.
Let me just add about the youth.
Please.
Can I just add that in the school there, when he was the governor, that he gave every senior prefect his number. That's something you can verify.
Recent.
Oh, when he was a governor.
Okay, when he was a governor.
Every school gave them his direct number. That means senior prefects. A senior prefect is not a youth.
Yeah.
You can call the governor at any time and report. Who among them can do that?